Hello everyone, I'm Zan and it's Monday here on Diary of a Gender Fluid. You may notice that I've dyed my hair blue and that I'm wearing a Hufflepuff cosplay. I'm currently cosplaying Teddy Lupin and I'm at a convention, if you can't tell. Anyway, this week's topic is how you knew you were gender fluid. I'm sorry that it's pretty loud where I am, but I've got some spare time right now, so I'm going to try and film this. I guess I'm going to go with sort of a timeline of my life. The first time that sticks out to me in my life is a memory of myself standing in my bathroom downstairs. I remember thinking about my voice being really low, and everybody else's who was a girl being really high. And people would confuse my brother and I when we talked on the phone. And this has nothing to do with gender, your voice has nothing to do with gender, but I remember this is the first time I thought to myself, what if I'm not a girl? And I was always sort of a tomboy growing up. I loved to climb trees and build with Lincoln logs and play Legos. I mean, I also played with dolls too, but my favorite was always climbing trees. And I had this sort of hatred for the color pink and sparkles and princesses. I refused to watch Cinderella, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty because they were always associated with pink and with sparkles and with femininity. Because I never wanted to be a girly girl. I refused to paint my fingernails. My mom would make me paint them every Easter, and I would choose a color. There was this one color that was the color of my nails, basically, and I would just paint my nails the color of my nails so that you couldn't really see that my nails were painted. And then in about 5th grade, I tried to change the spelling of my name because I just associated my name with things I didn't like. I thought the way my name was spelled was ugly, and it just reminded me of the times that people had used it while being less than kind to me. But my mom wouldn't let me change the spelling of my nickname, so I kept it the same. Then in 6th grade, I wanted to change my name to Alex. I really wanted to be Alex. But again, she wouldn't let me. The next time that stands out to me is actually at this very convention that I'm at right now. I was here when I was like a freshman or a sophomore in high school, and I went to a panel. It was like an improv panel, and one of the people on the improv panel, I could not figure out if they were a girl or a boy. And I remember looking at them and thinking, I want to be them. I want people to not know if I'm a girl or a boy. But after that day, it kind of slipped my mind, you know. In high school, I was still trying to figure out my sexuality. I didn't know gender was a thing to figure out, so I wasn't figuring out my gender. I figured out my sexuality incorrectly, of course, but as close as I could figure it out in high school. Then, in my senior year of high school, I was looking up names, I was looking up nicknames for my real name, which is super long and nobody's ever called me it before. And I came across Zan with an X, and I loved it. I told my friends at high school about it, and they said, oh yeah, maybe we can start calling you that as a nickname. But it didn't really happen, you know, it was just kind of a passing comment that I made about liking this nickname. And then when I got to college, I was thinking, should I stop going by my old nickname and go by Zan? Should I just do it? Because I didn't want to associate my old life with my new life. And I didn't. I went through the first semester of college with my old nickname, and I got to the second semester and I was like, no, I'm changing my name. So then I've been Zan ever since. Second semester of college, I joined a LGBTQ support group. There were only 3 of us in the group, and one of them used to identify as gender fluid. And I had heard this term before, and I was pretty sure I was gender fluid, but that night I went online and did a ton of research, and I actually found Barry's video called I Am Gender Fluid. I was typing out a reply to a comment on the video. Someone had said that they figured out they were gender fluid through cosplay. And I was typing, I don't know what my gender identity is, but I figured out that and then I stopped. And I looked up and I just said, oh my gosh, I'm gender fluid. And that was my moment. And I had my friends switch my pronouns to they. And now I honestly don't really care about what people call me. She, he, they, whatever. I mean, they is probably the best, but he is great and she is fine. And I just thought the coolest thing was that today I am at the convention that I was at the first time. I thought I want to be that person who confuses people with their gender, who you can't tell, who is just themselves and is not labeled a boy and is not labeled a girl, and it's just them. And here I am, so many years later, back at the same place, and last night I was playing Ultimate Werewolf with a bunch of strangers, and it was the most amazing thing. Some of them called me he, some of them called me she, some of them called me they, some of them just kind of referred to me as the Hufflepuff or blue hair. And I was just so happy that I was finally just me without a label of gender on it. And of course I like the label gender fluid, but people don't really know that label anyway, so it's better for me, I guess, to confuse people with my gender, because I just don't want to be labeled as a boy or a girl. I mean, sometimes I kind of do, but normally not. So that's basically the timeline of how I figured out that I'm gender fluid. I'm Zan, and I'll see you next Monday. These are my friends. What was I gonna say?
Or you can use other flexible plastics as well. It's all plastic.